Okay.
Bro, I gotta admit, you did your thing with the intro, dog. You did your thing. I like it. I already knew it was A1 when you said, "Oh, I think I did a little something." I was like, "Yeah, I know this gonna be legit right here."
Yeah, I had to do some figuring around, man. I figured it out. I think I got it. Man, what's up, y'all? So as y'all know, Crosswalk Tuesdays is how we do it. We're gonna talk about a variety of different things. Before we jump anything, if y'all haven't done it, I'm sure y'all have. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to both of us. And but first, man, let's jump into the playoffs, man, into the finals. You've been streaming like I told you, you're a streaming legend now. You're streaming legend.
Man, I'd have found my little lane, man. I'm kind of just all gas, no brakes onto it right now, man. But yeah, I've been streaming the finals. Streamed game 5 last night. Definitely gonna stream game 6 on Thursday. But man, OKC looking like they trying to seize control, and Indiana's in must-win mode for game 6 back in Indiana. It's gonna be interesting to see, with Halliburton having the injury now, and just seeing how that's gonna go.
Yeah, that's unfortunate too, man. It sucks because the game is a lot more interesting when he's healthy. But I will say, it was an interesting situation when he did get hurt. So he hurts his calf. I think Shams that came out and said that it was a strained calf. And so he gets pulled from the game, and they put in McConnell. And McConnell in the third quarter starts really hooping.
Yes.
I mean, for real. But like, they eventually in the fourth quarter go back to Halliburton. So do you think that, Rick Carlisle, obviously I know him well, former Dallas Maverick coach, champion. Do you think that he made the right choice going back to Halliburton?
So it's a tough spot to be in. Like, nobody knows their roster and their team better than the head coach. So first off, let me get that out of the way. When you're in the heat of battle like that, like, I understand, McConnell had the hot hand. He was doing his thing in the third quarter, but Halliburton's the horse that's got them there. You know what I mean? Like, if he says he can go, even if he's not 100%, like, you got to see if he can go.
Yeah.
Now, what I think they should have did is they probably should have got McConnell back in there a little sooner. Like, maybe put him on the floor at the same time, go small, just try something, because McConnell was in his bag. Yeah. And if you think about it, just Halliburton just being out there is gonna open up space for everybody.
Yeah, decoy. Yeah, I probably would have tried to put them both out there, try to figure out a way to. Tyrese Halliburton is what, 6'7"? Like, he's either between 6'5" and 6'7", something in that neighborhood. What up, Chris Gray? So like, I don't think that it's not like having Brunson and McBride out there or something like that. It's not like two small guards. He's a big guard. I think they would have been fine having them both out there. I'm ultimately surprised that he didn't at least attempt to do that. Like, it's so funny that basketball is different in a sense than maybe another sport. Like, you think that I'm trying to think of an example. Like in football, if there's a hot running back, like he's like the previous running back gets hurt, they put in the backup, and he's killing. Like, I feel like in football, they'd be like, we're just gonna ride with him now. Where basketball is a little bit different.
All right, Betty, I'll give you a scenario. Let's say it's the Super Bowl, and the Eagles are there, and Saquon Barkley's already had his monster year going off, but we're in the Super Bowl, and let's say like he's getting bottled up. We sneak in, like, to give him a blow here and there. We sneak in the backup running back, whomever that may be, and let's say this guy just starts dealing, like he rips off like an 8-9 yard run, catches a pass out of backfield, picks up 12, and this guy's really going. Like, I bet Saquon be like, yeah, like keep getting him the rock, like feeding him, and then like, let me come back in and see what I can do. Because at the end of the day, man, we all are competitors and we all want to get out and show that we can get it done. So I get that side of it, but at the end of the day, you got to ride the high hand.
Yeah, just like Randy
ride
said.
the high hand.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like that just would have been better. I mean, I don't know if that would have won them the game or nothing, but when they did fall apart, it was exactly what OKC does: cause turnovers and make them into points. And J Dub was hot. I mean, scorching hot. Like it was crazy how hot that kid is. So it was just a bad combination of circumstances for them. I mean, even with Pascal Siakam had like 28, like you got to capitalize on games like that.
Yeah, like something else, man. Like I feel like one of the unsung heroes for the Pacers this series has been Obi Toppin. He didn't really give you much last night. And just like I kind of been saying on my streams, like the role players, like, yeah, they may have a game here and there where they go off, but you can't count on them to do that night in, night out. Like that's what your superstars are supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like I think the one dude off the bench that had the monster game, couple games, is it Mathurin, something like that? Like,
yeah, man, yeah.
Like he went off the other night and then he didn't really do much last night. So it's just kind of one of those things, man. You just got to try and figure out like who's got the hot hand and just ride with it.
Yeah, that's true. What's up, y'all in the chat? Grimy, Lazy, Lane, Chris Cushman. Yeah, dude. Do you think the series is over? Do you think that it goes to 7?
I mean, I'm gonna be a little selfish here and say I hope it goes 7 games so I can stream 2 more times. 100%. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I absolutely love when y'all had the chat going crazy last night. Very grateful.
Yeah, it was popping.
Yeah, the chat was jumping last night. But I think what the injury to Halliburton is gonna be tough. But them going back to Indiana, like that's gonna give the whole team a little bit of energy. It's the role players typically play better at home, so I think your Obi Toppin's gonna give you a little bit more. McConnell's probably gonna do his thing, and then Mathurin off the bench gonna do his thing. So it's just gonna take a group effort as a collective, and they're gonna have to defend.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna get to this. We're gonna get to this one. Y'all just wait. Just wait. But yeah, I think that dude, the way that they looked last night, I don't know, man. I think it might be done at 6.
It could be, but I mean, think about it. They were
bad.
down. They were down what? Like at one point, I think they were down like 16, 18.
Yeah, 15 and 16, something like that.
Yeah, and then they cut it to 11, and they cut it to 8, and then they cut it to 6. I'm like, oh, we got a game now. And I think Indiana, the way Carlisle has those guys believing, and if you think about it, this is the first time they've trailed in a series all playoffs. Like these dudes, all they know is like, hey, we're not going away from anybody. We don't care what the lead is. Like, we're not gonna fold. We're gonna keep playing, and we're gonna get back into any single game. So don't count Indiana out.
Yeah, you know what, Lane? I know you're a Pacers fan. She said, I see the Pacers getting a win at home tomorrow in the game 7 more. The way the Lane has been betting this year, I'm entitled to just go with that. She's been hot. I have not been hating. I ain't been hating on them. I've been real. It's the truth, man. You don't accidentally win that many games by OKC. And I want the Pacers to, I want them to. I don't see it happening. I want Charles Oliveira to beat Ilya Topuria. I don't see it happening. But, that's another conversation. But I ain't been hating. I don't think. Have I been hating? You think I've been hating?
Nah, I wouldn't say you've been hating. I wouldn't say that. I think Lane just messing with you as the chat always does, but we enjoy it though. Like, bro, they were talking dirty about me last night, saying I had dial-up internet because I was like a minute behind everybody on the stream. So I'm like, please don't spoil it. Like, please don't spoil what's happening. Like, man, what kind of internet you got going on over there? They was all on me last night.
Lane said you got McDonald's.
Got that McDonald's Wi-Fi.
Oh man, nah, it was wild. That was wild. Yeah, they was letting you have it on the internet. Yeah, that was hilarious. Hold up, this car thing. I don't. First of all, I don't care about Conor. I don't care, but he is the biggest star the UFC MMA has ever had. So if his name is spoken, then it's a big deal. So I don't know if I haven't seen that clip that Lazy put, but apparently he punched somebody at a bar.
Yes, I'm watching it right now, bro. Like yes, 100%. That's gonna be another lawsuit.
Dude, why can't he just sit down, man? I don't understand. Like, why can't he just chill? You got a lot of money, man. Just go chill. I don't get it.
You gotta think about it, man. Like when you a fighter, man, you just, at least for me anyway, like what I picture is like somebody that's like walking around and got that Rottweiler on a leash. And you just can look at that Rottweiler and just tell, like, at a moment's notice, that Rottweiler will be all over you and you are going to be in trouble. I look at fighters kind of like that. Like they are always ready to go at a moment's notice. And when you get them out in the nightlife, some alcohol, the drinks get to flowing. You know how it is with men, man. The slightest little thing, somebody look at you wrong, somebody bump into you, step on your shoes. Now all of a sudden it's like we got a problem, and we gotta see who, the bigger man is, unfortunately, and it just happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You would think that he's started to figure that out. Like you have all that money, you got a target on your back. Like this world has become so litigious. Like you have to know that if you breathe on somebody wrong, they gonna sue.
Yep.
Been through it. Like he's already been through this. Like why would you put yourself continually in these situations? It makes no sense. Makes absolutely no sense at all.
Yeah.
That dude is so self-destructive. I mean, it does remind me a little bit of what was going on with Mike Tyson back in the 90s. Dude, if y'all were of age in the 90s and to kind of see what was going on, it felt like every week he was doing something. He was in the wrong place. But obviously he was addicted to drugs, and that's kind of how those things go. But Conor, I think it's the same problem. I think it's the very same problem. And I don't know where rock bottom is, but I hope it's not any worse than what's going on right now, because that would be awful.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it's gonna take and I hate to say this, like it's gonna take something where he loses something that's precious to him, whether that's his freedom, whether that's a substantial amount of money, or something to like wake somebody like that up when like they're in that situation. Like it's very easy to think like you're untouchable. Like I can do whatever I want. Like it doesn't matter because like I got enough money. Like it doesn't matter. And unfortunately, a lot of time guys like that, they got to lose something that really and truly matters to them before they wake up to it and realize like, hey, like I'm not bigger than, the law and can do whatever I want.
Yeah. And Grimy said it's hard to hit rock bottom when you're worth $500 million. I disagree.
Yeah.
I think
Definitely disagree.
I think you can definitely still hit rock bottom. It's a different kind of rock bottom because I mean, you can have all that money. It don't patch up, some of these other holes that he has that causes him to act out the way that he does. So I don't think that fixes it. Matter of fact, it makes it worse. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, imagine if like Connor's lady one day is like, you know what, this is too much. I'm leaving, taking the family, like the kids gone. Bro, like stuff can get bad very quickly. Very quickly. You know what I mean? Like
that would be rock bottom for him.
Exactly. And I think if something like that were to happen, I think it would get even worse for a little bit before it would get better, because I think he would lash out and react to something like that happening. And then something else would have to happen, and then he probably could like get back on the right track. But I don't want that to happen to him. Like I truly hope that doesn't happen, and I hope like somebody can really just get through to him.
Yeah, somebody he respects. Shoot, that's where Mike Tyson comes in, because he can do all this already. If he were to go and talk to him, and maybe Conor would listen to him, because he's had the money, he's had all that, and he lost everything, and made his way all the way back, and now he's beloved.
Yep.
So who knows? Maybe it'll be the same situation. And Lane said something about they didn't have smartphones back then, and that's true. And just imagine how much worse it would have been for Mike Tyson if they did.
Yep.
This is only the stuff that we know about. It's so much worse.
For real.
So much worse.
Like imagine if we were coming up in the smartphone era, because I know me and you both have done plenty of dumb things, just like everybody else in the chat has. And thankfully, there were no smartphones to record it and us to get in a little bit of trouble.
You know
what I mean?
Like be on YouTube, I can tell you that.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
exactly. You know, like
if
we all do dumb stuff at some point. You know.
Yeah. Oh boy, they were talking about Lane. Oh, I did. Did you see Nick Diaz?
No, I ain't see it. What happened?
I just saw a picture of him. I don't know if he's in rehab. I don't know what's going on, but bro was sitting in a swing. Like it looked like a swing at a park, and it looked like he was talking to a therapist or something, like, which is great if that's a therapist, because he needs it. Because the last time we saw him, before that, he was trying to light some grass on fire. Like, this dude is being caught in some of the worst situations. But Nick is another one, and hopefully Nate doesn't go that way. But Nick is another one that needs some help, like for real help. Just like BJ Penn needs help. Like them dudes need some serious situations, like serious therapy. Conor need to go to the same therapist. What up, Frankie?
What's up, Frankie? Good to see you here.
Yeah, on that. Yes, I'm sure he was on that. He probably has a consistent supply of it. Consistent. That sucks. That really sucks for him. So on to UFC stuff. This past week, Kamaru Usman, he beat Joaquin Buckley, and we've had to hear about it relentlessly over and over for the past few days, and we're probably going to continue to hear about it.
Yep.
Ola is going to let us know so much. But what do you think? Well, one, I know you picked Buckley. I did too. Why did you pick Buckley, and what do you think went wrong?
So I picked Buckley just because, I mean, I was just looking at Usman had won a fight since 2021, 38 years old. Buckley was on this 6-fight winning streak since coming down to welterweight. And I thought he would be able to, the physicality would kind of nullify what Kamaru Usman typically uses in his fights. And boy, was I wrong. We saw a vintage performance from Kamaru Usman. And it's gonna be a big time like learning experience for Buckley, just to wake him up like, hey, like I gotta learn how to defend some takedowns. I gotta learn how to get back to my feet. And hats off to Kamaru Usman, man. He came out and showed he is still the Nigerian nightmare, still one of the greatest welterweights of all time. And it was, in my opinion, it was one of his most impressive wins. It reminded me of the Tyron Woodley fight when he won the title.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, Frankie. Ola picked from the Fight Week show. Picked Kamaru Usman, which he should. You know, he's got the flag hanging up. He's got the picture of Israel Adesanya above his head. Like, you kind of have to at that point. But he went all in, and he was right. He was right. I guess for me, like, the reason I went with Buckley is because I thought that Kamaru Usman wasn't coming back. I just didn't think that he was coming back. Not to say that I didn't think Kamaru had a chance to win this fight, because I definitely did, but I thought it was going to be striking and, pressuring him up against the fence. Because if you go back to when Kamaru fought Jorge Masvidal the first time, and he won by foot stomps, like, when he was wrestling him, he could not get him down. And so I was like, well, is just holding him up here, or can he not actually take this dude down? And from that point forward, we didn't really see Kamaru with blast doubles and really taking people down like that. And so I was like, well, maybe that's just not a game anymore. And so when he going into this, that's what I thought. Like, that's really not his game anymore. And if he plays this game, I think Buckley is just younger and faster, and that's gonna happen. But yeah, that ain't what happened at all, man. I was very impressed by Kamaru. Now I will say, back to that knee situation, I'm still not sold that his knees are in tip-top shape, which they shouldn't be. He's been, he's 38 years old. He's been an athlete all his life, wrestled for a long, long time. They shouldn't be in tip-top shape, but he made some certain movements during that fight that are old man movements. I know that because I'm an old man. He made very old man movements, and I saw it. I was like, you know, how you see somebody and you like, you can tell when they've thrown their back out. It was like, it's the same. It's like, I seen it. I saw it.
Bro, I know it a little too well. That hit a little too close to home right there, bro.
Yep.
Like, that happened to me just a few weeks ago. So trust me, I definitely recognize it.
Dude, that's the worst. It's the worst. It's the worst. I'm just saying, he's been able to overcome his knees, and those deficiencies for so long. And I mean, he became a champion. So it's not that I think that he's incapable, but I can see that, that situation is not going to get better without surgery. So that's an illusion to think that it is. But I saw those moments, and at some point I'm going to clip them up, just so people don't think that I'm making that up.
Bro, did you see the video of him getting off the bus when he arrived there? And you just see him coming down the steps, and you're like, yeah, bro, like those knees are done. And he went out there and put on a performance like that.
Yeah, dude, it's super impressive. Super impressive.
Yeah, I felt bad though when I saw Buckley had to walk to the arena though. And then couldn't get in. I was like, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Dude, they got to fix that up, man. I don't know what they're doing. Where security is not recognizing these people. Like, you remember back when Johnny Walker was standing outside?
Yep, in his fight kit.
I'm like, he in the fight kit. Like, come on. Does anybody else dress like that? Yeah, it's weird. They got to figure that out. They wouldn't let Amanda Nunes into the octagon the other day.
Yep.
Like, it's either Amanda Nunes or it's Michael Jackson. It's one of the two. There's only two people that look like that.
Oh, hey, it's funny because I had a couple people say the exact same thing to me when it happened.
Y'all, come on, Chad. Y'all, Amanda Nunes look like Michael Jackson for real. Like, legit. She looks like Michael Jackson. But yeah, they got to fix that situation up, man, because that's ridiculous. And then one that we didn't talk about, that, I mean, because Ola's been on his victory tour about Usman, is the fact that Rose Namajunas did what she was supposed to do and beat Miranda Maverick. What did you think about that fight on both sides?
So, I mean, like, Miranda Maverick had the knee injury in that fight, and it definitely, you could tell as soon as she got up, she couldn't move at all. But hey, when Rose shows up, she is a problem for whomever it is. Like, we got to remember, she's still one of the greatest female fighters ever.
Yep.
So when she shows up and she got her mind right and she's sticking to her game plan, mixing it up, like she's a problem to deal with. And respect to her. And I'm glad she's still taking care of business, still doing her thing. And I'm curious to see what's next for her.
Yeah. And that's going to be very interesting in that division. Like that division is really hot for is. And if y'all haven't seen the video, I did a video about the bantamweight division. Y'all should go check it out. But for as terrible as I think that division is, this division, like flyweight, has a lot of contenders in it. A lot of different storylines that can be brought to the forefront, including, Zhang Weili. That's a super hot division. Super hot. Big Unc said Rose versus Jasmine.
I'm not mad at that.
It's not a bad one
at all.
It's not a bad one. I want to say we matched up Jasmine with somebody else recently.
Natalia Silva.
Yeah, maybe. I guess it just depends on the Zhang Weili and Valentina Shevchenko.
Yeah, that determines everything right there.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a question I want to pose to the chat. Do y'all think that it should be Valentina Shevchenko versus Zhang Weili, or should it be Valentina Shevchenko against Natalia Silva? Which one would you prefer?
My vote, I want to see the super fight. I want to see Weili Valentina. I think women's MMA needs it to happen. Like if you think about it, like it just makes sense, At least for me. Like I think Weili's done enough to where she's earned the right to go up to see if she can be a double champion.
Yeah, I definitely think that she's done enough. I can't remember where it was, but somebody was arguing with me about the validity of Zhang Weili fighting Valentina Shevchenko for the belt, and I was like, "Well, what does Zhang Weili got to do? What does she need to do?
Yeah,
like she's done it.
It's literally only one other person down there she hasn't beaten. Literally one. Like she's beaten everybody else in that division.
Yep, and Verna got her eyes on everything. So,
oh yeah, that 360 degree view angle with those eyes,
which that's a good fight too. Don't get me wrong.
But it's still gonna be there regardless.
Yeah,
because Verna's beating all the other contenders as well. That fight's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it's true. But Lane said that she thought that Rose is a boring fighter. I don't think so. I don't think Rose is a boring fighter. I think she had a boring fight, a very boring fight, one of the most boring fights in the history of the game.
Yeah.
But I don't think that she's a boring fighter because, at the same token, you could say, is Francis Ngannou or Derek Lewis, are they boring fighters? No.
And then I think you also, you also got to take into account, man, that Miranda Maverick and Rose, like they had already trained so much. So there was a lot of familiarity there. Yeah. So that probably played into the fight being a little more tentative just because Miranda was already so familiar with Rose. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Miranda hit her with some shots, man. Miranda's getting better. She's definitely getting better. It's just she got somebody that had a little bit more experience and she had an injury. This is how it goes. That's how it goes.
And I think the Weili Valentina fight, like just the matchup and how it all goes down, bro, it's how could that not be a good fight? Because if Valentina wants to wrestle, Weili can wrestle. If she want to strike, Weili can strike. And I mean, and it's trying to like get you out of there. Like I love watching Weili fight.
I've always loved watching Valentina until really. And recently she's gotten very grapple heavy, which is fine, but it's just not who I learned to love, while she was, shooting up the rankings. And I don't really vibe with it as much. But
yeah.
But
I think I think what ended up happening is like when she had the trilogy with Grasso, she learned that like, oh, on the feet, like other people have a chance. But if I just use the grappling, smother them, like I can win fights and I can make title defenses and I can get my belt back and all that. And I think it was just one of those things. Like she made a conscious choice, like winning at all costs is what is important to me.
Yeah.
And I respect it because at the end of the day, if you're winning, you're gonna get paid more money. You're gonna get pay-per-view points. Like it makes sense.
It does. I can't argue with her. I think that she needs to I don't know how that fight with Jean Lee would go if she is just grapple heavy. Can she out grapple Jean Lee? I'm not sure. Chris Cushman says pick Val. I know if Chris Gray was in here, I know he's picking Val.
Oh yeah.
I know that. He got an unhealthy obsession with Val. Let's see. All right, so anything else from the UFC Atlanta? I mean,
we got one more we can touch on. Malcolm Wellmaker.
Yeah.
Like I like the guy, man. Like the energy, big time power, man. How can you not like that? He got a different kind of power at bantamweight. Of course, like we don't know what he looks like off of his back yet, what the grappling, what the takedown defense looks like. There's still a lot of questions, but I think he should get a borderline guy like 15 to 20 range. See how that goes, and then let's get him up in those rankings.
Yeah, I would like to see him fight somebody who is a little bit more on the grappling side. I don't want to see him like people were talking about, obviously Peyton Talbot has a fight coming up against Felipe Lima, but regardless of that, people been mentioning Peyton, and I just don't like that. I don't like matching up hot prospects that early.
Yeah.
But I would like to see him against somebody who has more grappling, just to see that other side of his game. I mean, I literally have no idea what he can do.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I think that would be good to see. But I would try to give him a little bit of the Sean O'Malley. Let's slow roll him a little bit before we jump him into fighting somebody close to the rankings. Like, give me 2 more showcase, not pull out fights, and that test you, but don't test too much. And then let's see what you can do at the bottom of the rankings. Wellmaker against Cody Garbrandt, like that's not.
Ooh, bro, y'all doing Cody dirty there. Y'all trying to do that's not a good matchup. That chin with Wellmaker's fist, bro, that ain't cool right there. If y'all want Cody, they get some brain damage, some more brain damage.
Dude. And Cody had moments in that fight where he looked like Cody, but then his fight IQ started to creep in a little bit.
Bro, that was another pick that just hurt me, dog. Just hurt me.
Wellmaker against Adrian, no. Why? I don't want to do that, because one of them is going to get carried out on a stretcher. It sure will be entertained, but their career will be damaged.
Yep.
I think that we get that fight eventually, but now that's a lot, man. And Adrian he's becoming a vet.
Yeah, he's taking some damage in his last few fights too.
Yeah,
like Rob Font did some bad things to him, and then Jonathan Martinez ate him up with leg kicks. Man, Yanez is probably like on the mend, and like it's like, hey, I need me a little tune-up fight.
Yeah. I say, look.
Speak of the devil.
Here we go.
Of course he's gonna jump in the stream. Of course he's gonna jump in the chat. Ready to talk some trash.
We already talked about it, Ola. So we gave you your flowers.
Yeah, we ain't trying to do that again. We ain't talking about that no more.
You did what you did. It was a great week. Congratulations. Usman,
enjoy it, Ola.
Still need to be put on the charger. I'm telling you now. But Great win for him. Great win for you. Grimy said, let me address this real quick. Exactly. We're making entertaining fights. If we want a baby well maker, then I'll drop to 135 and let me Kate.
Oh,
we're not babying
him,
man. I just think you don't throw him in there into the deep end just yet. I mean, Adrian Yanez was fighting the number 8 ranked guy at the time. So like, come on, like that's far on the other side of it. I mean, don't get me wrong, Chris Moutinho is not, a world beater, but I say just give him another step.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah. Let's see. Zach Dolan said, when are we getting a good card? That wasn't a complete
317 not good?
317 is good. Yeah.
I mean, we just gotta wait a little while longer.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't see that it got moved. I saw that it got canceled.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, 318 needs it.
The headliner 318
is Dustin Max Holloway.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but otherwise, bro, that card is very light. Very light.
Yeah. Do you think that card should have been a pay-per-view? Like, I understand the BMF is on the line, but should it have been a pay-per-view? And I love Dustin. Look at my hat. Like, I love Dustin. That's my boy. That's one of my favorite fighters of all time. But
it can be a pay-per-view, but I don't think Dustin and Max are to the point to where like they can carry it and it doesn't matter what you put underneath them. Like, I think that card needed some bangers in front of it as well.
I mean, I don't think that there's too many. There's Alex. And then the super fight, Kayla and Amanda. Those are, I feel like, is that the only, and then of course Tom and John, if that ever happens. I feel like those are the only things that could possibly just carry a card and it doesn't matter what happens afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything else. Those are big fights. I'm
a little biased. 319, I don't care what's underneath it. I don't care. The main event, that's all I need.
Hamzat and DDP?
DDP, that's all I need. That's been my most look forward to fight of the year for me.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that. I just want Hamzat to be champ, man. I really do.
Me and you both.
Yeah. And I don't know. I like DDP, and I like his trash talk because it's so weird. But but I don't need him to be champ. I really don't.
And then just like what Ant said, he said he hopes Brendan Allen versus Vittori is not the co-main. Bro, that is the co-main. 100% that's the co-main.
I mean, they have a story, obviously.
Yeah, with the whole like punching him in the was that a casino? He punched him in?
Casino.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's, to me, that is the UFC missing the moment a little bit. I feel like they should have made that fight immediately afterwards. Like, that should have been the first fight for both of them afterwards. But that happened so long ago. Now they're gonna have to dig up footage to try to, and they probably ain't gonna do that to try to get some heat behind this. Like, they missed a moment, man. They really did.
Yeah, I think Grimy said Wellmaker versus somebody else in the chat. It was Wellmaker versus Charles Jourdain. I like that. I think that's a good matchup for him.
Maybe. Man, I almost want to pick somebody whose name I don't even know. Like, just pick some random person. Let's get and then let's get a Charles Jourdain or Adrian Yanez fight. I don't know. Maybe I am babying them. Maybe it is just me and I'm babying them. But I just don't like. I don't like the term fraud check, and I think that fraud that term comes up more often than not when you put somebody in a fight that you know good and well that they're not ready for.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like Joe Pyfer against
Jack Hermanson?
Yes. Like he wasn't ready for that fight, man.
At all.
But Wellmaker against Barcelos. Now that one, I think I like that one.
I like it, but it still makes me nervous that Barcelos is going to do the same thing he did against Peyton Talbot and just wrestle him and hold him down for 15 minutes.
True.
Just like same thing with Ricky Simone.
Ricky Simone is definitely going to do that.
Exactly.
100%
no ifs, ands, and buts about it.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so I want to dive into this really quick before we talk any more about welterweight, because I really want to dig into some of these welterweight conversations. So we have our tournament going on, and we're down to the final 2 fights before the final. So we got Jack Della Maddalena against Shavkat Rakhmonov and Bilal Muhammad against Islam Makhachev.
Which fight we getting into first?
Let's go with JDM against Shavkat. Okay, the fight that I feel like could have happened a long time ago. But according to our tournament, that's where we're at. So what do y'all think would happen with Jack Della Maddalena versus Shavkat Rakhmonov? So anybody that's in, I know we're multi-streaming this right now. Most of y'all are in Cross's chat. So go in there and vote. Who do you think will win between Jack Della Maddalena and Shavkat Rakhmonov?
Yeah, the poll is up. We got 5 votes so far. 60% Shavkat right now. Yeah, it's close. 67 to 33 now. Okay. So what you think about this one? What you got?
Well, I think that what I thought I was going to understand after the fight with Bilal is more of what JDM's takedown defense, grappling ability, defensively and offensively would be. And because of Bilal's different game plan, we didn't really learn that. So I don't have that going into this fight. I have no idea how he trains with Craig Jones. I know that Craig Jones says that he's really good, but I haven't seen it in the fight. I saw what Gilbert Burns was almost able to do to him. So that definitely makes me lean more towards Shavkat. But on Shavkat's side, I wonder a little bit sometimes about his fight IQ. I think he loves to fight, and when things get rough, he just likes to just be in it. You know, we saw that with Jeff Neal. Likes to be in the fight like that. And he wants to go for finish, which is exciting, but it's also dangerous in certain instances. So there's 2 fatal flaws for both of them. But I do think that Shavkat is more well-rounded, and he's more dangerous in more places. Yeah, so I think that he wins that fight. But I do think that it'll be very close, just like the Ian Gary fight. I think this one will be very close too.
Yeah, man, in this matchup, I think that's a really good matchup. First off, I think the diversity of Shavkat is what really gives him the edge, in my opinion. Because I mean, Shavkat's really nasty in the clinch, and that's someplace we haven't really seen what JDM can deal with in the clinch. And you know, wherever the fight goes, Shavkat can get a finish wherever the fight's at. If it's up against the cage in the clinch, he can choke you out right there, as we saw with the Jeff Neal fight. If it goes to the ground, he can ground and pound you. He can submit you. I think that in the striking, it'll be a bit more even, just because if we look at the Bilal fight with JDM, the striking in that, like I would say, that JDM got the better of it overall. But Bilal was landing. We saw how JDM's face looked at the end of the fight. Yeah, like he was landing. So I would lean Shavkat as well. Let me check out the polls. So the polls got it 80-20. So I think we can probably end that one. Yeah. So Shavkat advances.
God, dog. Are y'all respecting JDM a little bit?
Bro, 80, and we had 15 votes, 80%.
So, okay, so y'all voted 80-20 for Shavkat. Do y'all think it'll be a finish, or do you think it goes to decision? Shavkat only has 1 decision on his entire record.
Let's see.
That's interesting, man. I thought it'd be a little bit closer. I thought that it would be Shavkat, but I thought it'd be a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And Frankie reminded me that he did pick the Pacers show to go far in the playoffs. He was right. They're gonna lose the series more than likely, but he did pick the Pacers to get this far, 100%.
Look at Frankie, man. Frankie just been on a roll here for a little bit. Frankie, I see you.
Yeah, dude. Last year, man, he couldn't pick anything wrong. Even if he was trying to pick something wrong, he couldn't pick something wrong. He was just hot. The same way the lane is hot right now. The same way that Ola was hot last week, but he's gonna be probably shit this coming up week.
Yep.
All right, so let's go to this next matchup. Bilal Muhammad versus Islam Makhachev, so-called brothers. Yeah, this is they know each other extremely well. Extremely well. How do you think that fight goes as you put that in the chat? Put the poll up.
Yeah, I got the poll up. I think Islam, I think it's one-way traffic. I don't think Bilal gives Islam any type of problems at all. The game that Bilal wants to implement, in my opinion, Islam is better at it. And then on the feet, to me, Islam's a better striker. Really good kicks, whereas Bilal is pretty much, he mixes in the hands. And I think the threat of the grappling is what allows him to land. But with Islam, that threat isn't going to have the same type of effect on him because they've trained. Islam knows the type of threat Bilal is. And he'll, like, between me and you, Islam already knows, like, yeah, I'm not really worried about him trying to get me down or do anything. So, and I think Bilal's mindset going into that fight of having trained with Islam, he's like, all right, well, I can't really use my plan A. I gotta do some stuff I don't traditionally try to do, and I think that's only going to get him out of his game.
Yeah, I definitely think that Islam wins, but I have a question. Who do you think has better cardio, Bilal or Islam?
What kind of cardio are we talking about? If we just grappling for 25 minutes, Bilal. If we on the feet, a little bit in the clinch, like Bilal's not taking Islam down. Like, but if Islam gets on top and he's in control, I think Islam's cardio would be fine. But I personally don't think it would even matter because I just don't see Bilal getting Islam to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. The only reason I say that, and mind you, I do think that Islam would win. Matter of fact, I think Islam might finish him. But I do wonder that in the 4th and 5th rounds, if you go back and look at Islam against Dustin Poirier, against Volkanovski, in those 4th and 5th rounds, he was laboring a little bit. He won those fights. He won them. But, we're nitpicking. He was laboring a little bit there. So I wonder if that would make things a little bit more interesting. But absolutely, I think Islam walks directly through Bilal.
Yeah. Bro, it's 10 votes, and it's 100%. We can end that one already. Yeah.
That's a former champion, man. Come on, y'all.
They don't remember the name.
No, Sniff. Nobody thinks that Bilal could beat Islam.
Nah, nobody thinks that at all, Sniff.
Nobody. Interesting. See, look, I ain't the only one that thinks he has wrecked knees. I'm not the only one. All right, so which leaves the final at being, and we might as well just do it now. Islam Makhachev against Shavkat Rakhmonov. Who do y'all think wins out of Islam Makhachev and Shavkat Rakhmonov?
I'm gonna let you go ahead on this one.
Oh man. Gosh, this was a tough one.
This was a tough one.
This is a tough fight. You know what? I think this is where size will actually matter. Not to say that Islam's small, because he's not a small lightweight, and he's probably a regular size welterweight. But he hasn't been fighting there consistently. And obviously, when we're in a situation like this, we have to start splitting hairs. And I think that would start to factor in. If he was having issues with a person that was coming up from featherweight, as far as like holding them down, getting them in positions that they want, and then you got to look at the length. Shavkat definitely has length on him. No Diddy, and so like I think that's those two things are going to be a problem. Shavkat looks to finish. He's the bigger man. He's going to more than likely be stronger, and he's been fighting in the weight class. So I got to go Shavkat.
Man, I really think at 170, Shavkat is the nightmare matchup for Islam. Like, I think he is the toughest matchup at that weight class for Islam. Like, they do pretty much everything that one another does, but Shavkat's bigger. Islam's a massive lightweight. Shavkat is a massive welterweight. Yeah. So, just from that standpoint alone, he's going to be the longer fighter. The striking, I don't really think there's anything on the feet that either one of them just does so much drastically better than the other one. I think in the clinch, it's very comparable. We haven't seen either one of them really on their back. I mean, Islam was on his back at the end of the Vote 1 fight for a minute. So we don't know what that looks like. One little avenue I do have, path of victory for Islam, though, is like him mixing it up with Shavkat, like mixing up the striking a little bit and then like sneaking in that single leg, or like they're in the clinch and then he goes for like one of those judo throws, one of those trips real quick, just to keep Shavkat guessing. So I think Islam's fight IQ will definitely have him in the fight. But ultimately, I think Shavkat would get it done. Just from being, he's so well rounded and he's the bigger guy.
Yep. 100%. What up, Sterling? Yeah, that was a huge no Diddy. Had to be sure. You got to be certain in these days and times. Things get clipped up and taken out of context. So, yeah, we're not going to have that. But what's the poll looking like?
Let's see.
Again, no Diddy.
It is 50-50, and we got 6 votes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Oh. Grammy says Shavkat is bigger naturally, which, yep, 100%. Big Unc said it's a 50-50 type of fight. Oh, man. So if they had that fight, where do you think would be the perfect place for that fight to take place?
That's easy. Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi, 100%. Like both sides are going to be happy about it being in Abu Dhabi. If you were to ask Islam where he would want to fight, I think he would say Abu Dhabi. And I think if you ask Shavkat where he wants to fight, he would say Abu Dhabi. So to me, that would be the perfect place for it.
Oh, so is it still 6? Is it still tied up? Like,
bro, it's still 6 votes, 50-50.
All right. So yeah, Lane's right. We need a tiebreaker. So Sterling, you in the chat. Who do you think wins this fight? Shavkat Rakhmonov or Islam Makhachev for the welterweight strap?
There's no American in it, so we don't know which way he's going.
Yeah, it's true. If there was an American, we already know where that's going.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to pick an American every single time.
Apparently, except when it's black on black violence, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
Panel breaks the tie. I mean, both of us went with Shavkat. So
yeah.
I mean, you can look at it like that. Like me and you together equals 1 vote, I guess, instead of like being 2.
Oh, okay. He already voted.
Shavkat's in the lead now. It's 57% to 43% now.
Shavkat is looking like he's about to win this tournament.
Yeah, it's looking.
If y'all haven't been along for the entirety of the tournament, we went back what was it, earlier this month? Oh no, the end of May that we started this tournament. And we started with all of the top 15 at that time, welterweight fighters. And now we're down to the finals. Of course, we added Islam because, we know he's going up. Now, one of the only fight in this tournament that I think I might firmly disagree with is I actually do think the MVP would beat JDM. I really think he might, man. I really think he might.
I'm gonna be honest. It's a tough matchup for him. It's a real, like, if you are purely a striker, you don't want to fight MVP. I don't care who you are, because you're about to face a style you've never had to deal with. The speed and the reach and the length, like, it is very different. And by the time you start get the hang of it, it's like the third round. It's like the end of the second round. Because all the first round, all the movements and the feints and everything he does, you're not going to get a read on it for real.
Yeah. Yeah. MVP is a nightmare matchup. And who's he fight? He's about to fight Jared Cannonier. So it's like, okay,
MVP in that too.
It's hard to disagree.
I mean, bro, if you are not going to take him down and just lay on him, pause, bro, it's going to be a long night at the office.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. So I think we got it, man.
All right, let me go ahead in the poll. Shavkat takes it 57% to 43%.
Shavkat is the rightful welterweight champion according to this tournament. That's impressive. Which leads me to the next thing. Okay, so we talked about Usman beating Buckley, and he has called for a title shot, respectfully, not demanding it, but saying that he feels like he's done enough throughout his career to earn it. We know that Islam Makhachev is going up to fight JDM. Shavkat, I don't know how far he is with his injury, but let's assume that he's coming back relatively soon. Ian Gary beat Carlos Prates. And Sean Brady beat Leon Edwards. So we got that log jam up there, which is a good thing to have, honestly. How do you think that these things should be matched up, assuming obviously the JDM Islam fight is what's going to happen there?
All right, these are the matchups. I mean, I'm definitely open for interpretation. Like, let's change it up, whatever. I think Bilal Usman should happen. Sean Brady, Ian Gary, and Shavkat. I'm erring on the side of, like, he's not ready right now, and he's still gonna need a little more time. And he's kind of like the odd guy out, and he might benefit just from being the odd guy out. And then when the champion, whenever that fight happens, Shavkat just might be the guy that's available at the right time. You know what I mean? Kind of like what happened with Dustin Poirier when he fought Islam at 302, I think, or 30, something like that.
One of those.
Yeah, but I mean, anyway you slice it, like, mismatch those matchups, I think those people should be fighting. But I don't think Usman should go right into a title fight off of one win.
Even with all those title defenses.
Even with the title defenses. Like, I mean, cause let's think about it. If let's just look at it this way. Shavkat was the guy before he got hurt, right?
Yeah.
Leon Edwards defeats Usman back-to-back fights. Sean Brady finishes him. So how does someone say, all right, Usman, you're in front of Sean Brady after he just finished the guy that beat you twice?
It's true.
In his backyard.
It's true. That's true. Because I know on Pound for Pound, Henry Cejudo was trying to compare Kamaru Usman's situation to Volkanovski's situation before he got a crack at the belt again. And I feel like you kind of really can't compare the two. It's similar, but not enough the same to where for Volkanovski, they get a title shot. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Usman, I feel like he was gone much longer. And it's just I don't know if the way the division is set is not the same as the way that featherweight was set at time, to where there was no clear situation to put there at that time. And yeah, for Kamaru, there's too many people ahead of him in the queue.
Yep. And just think, he's ranked behind Leon Edwards still.
As he should be, because he got beat twice.
Exactly. Got beat twice.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I agree with that, man. I think that Usman and Bilal already have heat.
Yeah, just go ahead and book it. I mean, not book it right this second, but make sure that happens.
Usman knees can't handle the weight of the belt.
Grimy, man. Like you come up with some good ones. I'll give it to you. Andrew, what's going on? Good to see you in here, brother.
Oh my God. Whoa Black Betty agree with you. He's third or the fourth in line. If he beats Bilal, I don't know. If he beats Bilal, do you put him in depending on who wins? Like, is that what we do?
I literally think it really just depends how the top of the division unfolds. Because let's say Usman beats Bilal, but let's say Sean Brady beats Ian Gary. Are you gonna put Usman over Sean Brady? You know what I mean? Like, it really just depends, like, who fights who and who beats who, pause, and how it looks, how entertaining it is. But I mean, hey, I wholeheartedly understand where Usman is coming from. Being a former champion, all the title defenses, he's a vet in the game. And think about it. It's the same thing Justin Gaethje's saying. These vets, man, they ain't trying to like having to fight again to get a title shot because they know how rare it is and how tough it is. So I wholeheartedly get it. I understand.
Yeah. I think that the Bilal fight is right, and he just has to go out there and make a statement versus Bilal. If he goes out there and puts him away, then it's a different conversation. Ideally, I think he puts him away, he'll be about to turn 39. So there's not a large shelf life on this.
Exactly.
So I feel like you let him fight Bilal, he wins, then go ahead and throw him in there, see what happens. More than likely, he's fighting obviously he's going to be fighting a younger man. He's probably going to lose. And then you're done with that situation. That's the same reason I said that, man, just go ahead and let Gaethje fight for the belt, man. And he loses, then you're done with the situation.
True.
You're done. I mean, because you kind of did that with Dustin Poirier. They threw him in there against Islam. He lost. He had a good showing. He lost. And now we're on his retirement fight.
Yep.
You're starting to clean things out. But I mean, when you allow them to linger with that false sense of hope, then they're just going to stick around.
I think Gaethje's SOL, especially with Armand being the backup fighter for 317.
Yeah.
Like, Gaethje's either got to beat Armand or he's got to beat Paddy Pimblett. One of the two.
Yeah, and I struggle with them giving Paddy Pimblett a tough road to get to this belt, especially if Ilya wins.
Yeah, they might just want to throw Paddy in there if Ilya wins. They might just want to throw him in there. It's already got a backstory. It's already got some heat on it. Bro, imagine if Ilya wins, they put Paddy in there and they put that fight in Europe. Bro, it'd be huge.
Massive.
Huge.
It'll be massive.
That's the perfect matchup to throw. That's the perfect matchup to throw at Spain right there.
It is
the perfect one.
It is, man. And I thought that they lost that for a while, but I guess they knew like Ilya's going to make his way back. Don't even worry about it. That's massive.
Leandro, we gotta say if he wins, man. It's not a foregone conclusion, but I mean, we probably are both leaning that way. But hey, we gotta say if.
Yeah, gotta say if. It hasn't happened. Gotta say if. Arman versus Topuria is interesting.
100% that's interesting. Because Topuria on the feet gives Arman problems, but Arman's wrestling is nothing to sniff at.
And Arman's a big dude.
And thick.
Yeah.
Because typically he's giving up like height and reach in fights, but with Ilya, they're gonna be the height is gonna be virtually the same. That's gonna be a little different for Arman. He's definitely gonna be the stronger guy in that matchup for sure.
Lane said no, it's not. Dude, I don't know. It's some interesting matchups, man. But one question, and I think I'm gonna make a video on this about Dana White's indifference to the UFC, or at least it looks like it. But do you think, at least from everything that you've seen, do you think that he's disinterested in the UFC right now? Like his attention is elsewhere. This is operating on its own. I ain't got to do nothing with it. Hunter's doing his thing. Sean's doing his thing. Mick's doing his thing. I'm gonna go to the parade that nobody's going to. Like, how do you think that? I mean, what do you think about Dana and how he's handling the UFC right now?
I think it makes sense, guys. I mean, Dana's 55 years old. Like, you know, like I don't really see him being that guy at 60. Like, so when's that date gonna be? Is it 59? Is it 58? Is it 57? You know what I mean? Like, I think Dana sees the finish line in sight, and it's like, yeah, like I know it's getting close to time for me to, you know, go do something else. And I think he's been preparing like his successor with the UFC, but whomever that is, we need to see some personality. Like, we need someone to bring it, because Dana has meant so much to the UFC. And when people think of the UFC, they don't think of the fighters more so, they think of Dana White.
That's true. Like, you know, I've said that, you know, multiple times. I definitely think that Dana White's been the star of the UFC the whole time. So with him taking a step back, it does feel different. I won't say it feels bad, but it feels different. But like, there's certain things that we're not getting, like those post fight scrums, or the post fight press conference where he does or doesn't give information out, and it begins a whole news cycle. There it is. It happens every time.
Yes, it's Snoop Dogg. Snoop D-O-double-G.
Happens once a stream. But
and that's beast mode over there.
Yep. But yeah, I agree. They need somebody with some personality, because the people that they put up there, they ain't it, man. That ain't it.
Yeah. And they need somebody that's brash, that's gonna be loud. Because if you get somebody, definitely. Definitely. You just can't have him saying the fighters' names, because then they'll be ready to fight him.
But we will get that Capri Sun sponsorship.
Oh yeah, 1000%. We won't have Sprite as a sponsorship though.
No, absolutely not. Oh my goodness. Hold up. Let me see this one. Big Onk said, when Dana does retire, you think Hunter Campbell does a better job? I think that Hunter Campbell does a different job. I think he does it a different way. I think Hunter Campbell, he's a lawyer by trade. He likes laws and rules to be a certain way, even though I know he negotiates a lot of the contracts now, which, if you haven't noticed, they're all in the favor of the UFC. So he's very good at what he does. But I think that he'll govern this a little bit more like a league than what Dana is a promoter, because that's not what he is. He's not a promoter. He's the person that's going to be able to govern the UFC. So it'll be very different.
I think if it's Hunter Campbell, I think the product of the UFC will probably look a little bit more professional, and we won't get as much of the craziness as we do with Dana. That's just what I think. You know, a former attorney, buttoned up, everything between the lines. I think it'd be a little bit more professional.
Yeah. No, that's a solid comment, man. What Sterling said, Richard Sherman, Nocho Cinco. Richard Sherman went to Stanford. That's a smart dude. Nocho Cinco saves his money. He's talking about you.
Please sing a song. I heard you are singing. All right. I'm just gonna have to lean into it. One of these days, man, we're gonna put we'll probably put like Dog Pound on, or Ain't Nothing But a G Thing, probably. And like, you know, I can hit some verses for you.
Yeah. It's only right to get ready for more Apex cards, Leroy. Man, I hope to God not. Man, I hope they don't. Good Lord.
I did see they just announced Rebecca versus Chris Duncan in the Apex. I was like, bro, that fight needs to be in front of a crowd. That's gonna be a banger.
Dude, I just don't. It's cheaper. I get it. It's cheaper, but
oh yeah, they definitely save a lot of money.
But there's so much more you can get from going out on the road. So much more. 1, 2, 3 to the 4.
Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the dope.
Oh man. All right, I got to read this one word for word. And Dana, first of his name, last of the Juice Goblins, did sit upon his leathery throne, blinking twice a moon, his skin flaked like on the left. He got a whole thing.
Yeah, it's another
and
one.
The sun and his words dribbled forth like goat milk curled in the beard of Baal. Lo, he was husk emptied of all but monster energy and ancient grudges. You're crazy, bro. You're crazy. Am I forgetting anything? Oh, 317. Let me pull up 317 while I'm.
Yeah, I'll get it up too.
Because I can't even remember who's on it.
So, headline: Ilya Topuria, Charles Oliveira, co-main Alexandre Pantoja, Kakar France. Featured fight: Beneil Dariush, Renato Moicano, Brandon Royval, Joshua Vans on the main card. Now that's a good move. Jack Hermanson, Gregory RoboCop Rodriguez. I like that matchup. God. Yeah, that's a good matchup. We got Vivian Araujo versus Tracy Cortez. And then on the early prelims, I don't know if this fight got replaced or something, but I could have sworn I saw something about it. Janata Dinez versus Justin Taffa.
You think they might add another fight on here, man? I think they might add one more.
Oh, the Peyton Talbot Felipe Lima fight got added to it too. And that's banger.
What it is.
Yeah, that's a banger right there.
Okay. Yeah, no, this card is insane. I mean, top to bottom, honestly. Like I think maybe the worst fight on here is Araujo against Cortez, and that's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, 317 gonna be fun. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I'm hype about that one. Which fight do you think will be fight of the night?
I mean, outside of the obvious choice,
it might not be fight of the night.
I mean, I'm probably gonna go with Joshua Van, Brandon Royval. Like, how can that fight not be amazing? How can that fight not be amazing?
I'm gonna go Jack Hermanson against Gregory Rodriguez. I think that fight's gonna be nasty.
I think that fight's gonna play out however Hermanson wants it to play out. If he fights smart, it shouldn't be too much fun. Did Jack say Cortez gonna be a good fight?
Man, I think this is gonna be a pretty decent fight, man. I think a big fight.
Leandro says Dinesh looks like the penguin. Bro, I can't not see that forever again now that he said that.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That fight, I mean, somebody gonna get knocked out.
Oh, I think Ant says Dinesh is fighting Alvin Hines from LFA. I could have sworn I saw something happen with that fight. I wasn't 100% sure though. Appreciate that, Anakin.
Okay, well then that's gonna be the worst fight on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that fight that might be the best card of the year so far. I think that might be
the Abu Dhabi card is gonna be stacked too though. When they finally announce it, it's gonna be stacked. Because I'm calling it now. Headliner for that's gonna be Ankalaev versus Pereira too.
That's the Abu Dhabi card. That's the one in October?
Yeah, the one they do every year in October. Because I mean, think about it. The headliner for 319 has already been announced. That's August, right?
Yep.
So then they'll have one for September, and then October is when they always go to Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, true. I was thinking that they were going to do, because that's another Henry Cejudo thing. I try not to listen to Triple C, but sometimes you're right. I think that I could definitely see the JDM Makhachev fight on that Abu Dhabi card too. I could definitely see that. And then in November, we got Madison Square Garden.
Yep. That's the one we all crossing our fingers for. That's going to be John Jones, Tom Aspinall. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. If he doesn't make that one, man, then yeah, I think he drops that belt. If we don't see him, November is the cutoff. I mean,
I can see them possibly doing JDM versus Islam in Abu Dhabi, but Leroy, I think they might go back to Australia for that one. And Islam, you want to come up and you want to be champ? Hey, we gonna take it. Yeah, and that's JDM's actual hometown. So
yeah, what they did JDM versus Islam in Perth, co-main Volkanovski against, I mean, I guess Yair. I would rather not Yair, but
man, I hope they don't do that. I really hope they don't do that.
If Volkan fight Yair, which I'm against, I don't think that he should be fighting Yair. Who should he fight?
Movsar Evloev, 100%. That's who he should be fighting.
Yep, and I think that should be the co-main of that one. That's a card.
And that place will be rowdy for those two fights. I mean, rowdy. 2 Russians versus 2 Aussies, bro. It'll be rowdy in there.
Yeah. If they made this is obviously dream fight scenario. If they made John versus Tom in Madison Square Garden in November, who would you make as a co-main? I don't know who they is. The people that could do
it. I think you probably would do like Marab versus whomever he fights next.
Yeah. So still do a double champ situation.
2 title fights. Because you think about it, Marab just fought what, in May? Or was that June? That was what, early June, end of May?
Yeah.
And then turn around, he fights again in November. Yeah. Nah, they'll I'm curious to see what the September card is. If the September card is in Australia, they'll probably do Volk, Sandhagen, Marab. That'll be that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that can rightfully headline anything necessarily. Unless you have to.
Yeah.
You'd have to do that.
To be fair, 319 needs a co-main. Gotta have something to go with Hamzat DDP.
Yeah, true. Marab didn't take any damage. Yeah, that's true. Well, shoot, we can make matches all day, man. But yeah, been a good stream. I think we covered everything. But like I mentioned earlier, I dropped a video about Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison that y'all should definitely check out if y'all have time.
It's a dope video, people. It's a dope video.
So yeah, just go to the channel. It's the last one I did, so watch that. And then I know he's already started putting up his stuff. I think you put up everything already. The shorts and the
I got so I already put my video up, and I will be streaming Tough tonight. So make sure you come back for Tough. That'll be at 10 Eastern. So we'll be chopping it up, and then we'll do the watch along with the fight. And man, Tough has had some bangers on there. So if y'all haven't been tuning in to Tough, y'all need to tune in for the fights on Tough. They've been pretty good.
Yep. And of course, shout out to everybody that was in the chat that are creators. So Fight Night Frankie, Paradox was in here, Fight Week Show, S Dogs
MMA Talk,
yo. I miss anybody on here?
I'm trying to think. I
think I got everybody.
Yeah.
And of course, shout out to Lane. She's like, I don't even know what to call her. She's like the new super moderator at this point.
In all the chats. On everybody's channel.
Yeah. Matter of fact, you know what? Before we jump off of here, I was thinking, because I know that Lane has a Discord, and you were talking about Discord yesterday. Should we all start to migrate towards Lane's Discord? And that way we can post, videos that we got and live chats and all that stuff. Instead of making a new one, let's just all go to Lane's.
I mean, I'm totally open to it, as long as I don't have to run
it. Lane, what do you think about that? Should we do that? Are you cool with that? I'm curious because I don't want to make another one. I did make the one. Me and Frankie have one that is seldom used, but I think that would be smart. There we go. She said yes, please. So let's see. Matter of fact, I'll make a post about it. You should probably make a post about it, and put it in there so everybody can go to Lanes, and you'll see all of the stuff that's being released and all the live streams, so everybody knows what's going on.
Lane, is there a spot somewhere in the Discord where we can come in there and put live announcements, just letting everybody know we're going live? Because I wouldn't want to come in there and put it somewhere where it's not supposed to be paused. But hey, I'm trying to be respectful for somebody else's platform,
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to go in there just doing stuff. Yeah, let us know the rules of engagement on that.
Yeah, for real, because I don't want to come in there and then just overstep or anything like that at all.
Yep, 100%. There it is. I was looking for that. Okay, so I'll post that on my stuff, and I'll post it in socials and all that stuff, and we'll get that out there.
Put it in the general tab. Okay, so you can put the live announcements in the general tab. Let me look, see. Okay,
cool.
Okay, all right, cool.
Well, yeah, man. As always, man, we appreciate y'all jumping on here, and we'll be back next Tuesday. But make sure y'all are in for a tough chat tonight. Till next time.
Yep. Peace.